What's up, guys? It's Tom. This is a new series that I figured I'd start where I'm just taking you along for events, you know? I like doing the suspension videos, build videos, event edits, you know, of all the cool footage the media guys get, like drone footage and stuff. But I figured I'd give you guys a chance to just see what's going on, you know, on the road and in the pits and on track, you know, just to cover the events a little bit. And today, almost to Midvale. Got blue and black on the truck, on the trailer I should say, behind the truck. And yeah, another hour and I'm at the track, running way late, but at least I made it out. Maiden voyage. First run off the trailer. What could possibly go wrong, right? Drove straight in the pits though, so that's good. This thing fucks. Woo! Self-steer didn't seem to be the problem at all. It's just so much power and so no grip. You're just ice skating out there. And no matter how much I fucked up, I couldn't manage to spin because there's just no end to the angle, you know?
Okay.
Like we literally, the one time, I had to clutch in to catch it so I wouldn't loop it.
Yeah.
And I felt like I still had a quarter turn on the steering wheel, you know? And it was just like crab walking its way away from the inside line. And then the one time, I would have grabbed the e-brake to make a line correction.
Okay.
But there is no e-brake. I mean, there is no functioning e-brake. So I couldn't. And so I just like jumped on the foot brake to get the car to rotate. And it's got so much front grip, it's insane. So this thing, oh my God. We need to get some kendas under this. Yeah, this thing has potential. Let me just check the clearance shit because something's rubbing. Just gonna see if it's something expensive. Just wanna make sure whatever we're self-clearancing isn't like the brake line or something, you know?
That'd be a pertinent thing.
That'd be not so hot. Sick!
Good, Tom.
Thank you.
You like it?
Oh yeah, it's different, but it fucking rips. There they are. Yeah, I'm happy to report that all the late nights and stupid hours and wasted money was actually kind of worth it, I think, because yeah, this thing has a ton of potential. So far I've only driven it on the 400 something treadwear all seasons that it came on when I got it up here from Florida. So they're probably 5 or 6 years old, and they have like no grip whatsoever. I didn't even bother to check the tire pressure on them, actually. I should probably do that before the next heat here. So yeah, it's like ice skating at the moment, but man, it's like you just can't spin this thing even if you wanted to. It's just like the angle is nuts. And my suspension alignment choices are always a little unconventional, like the whole reverse Ackerman dynamic toe-in thing. Whenever I post about that on the forums, not forums these days, but like the Facebook groups, people have very strong opinions about how that's wrong. I mean, the car drives phenomenal, so it seems to work fine if you ask me. It's hard to recognize this car when it's not on fire, you know?
Damn.
We are in Midvale. That was dirty.
Yes.
Oh, look at that. Something tells me you guys have seen that car before. Oh, look. Yeah, those would be the two local celebrities this time around. Troy Manners and Dirt Stratton. There's Drift Mom. What's up, dude?
What up?
I see a lot of blue under there. It's all white-fabbed out now. This is probably the most carbon fiber I've ever seen on a Z. He's like missing just the rear bumper. And the roof, I guess. Oh yeah, and then there's this. That petite little LS that's not actually a truck motor for a change. Sick. Better late than never. Doing some pre-season prep on the blue car. So basically just a bolt check, making sure everything's tight, nothing's gonna fall off. And luckily for me, everything seems to be fine. And this view just doesn't get old. Like the angle on these FDF kits, it's just stupid in a good way, you know? Fun times. So since all I did so far to this car since last season was park it and hook a battery tender up, I'm gonna at least check the oil levels before I go drive it, and then we'll throw down. Cannot wait. So season prep's done. Topped off a quart of oil. You know, checked some fasteners. Forgot to check the tire pressure. Should probably check the tire pressure. So yeah, this is as minimal prep as it gets, but the car was sorted last season. Shouldn't be much worse now. It just sat in the garage, did nothing, so we'll be alright. Heat number 2. Let's take out Blue for a rip, and if she's better at keeping up with my friends. Yeah, this is better.
Feel more at home?
Oh yeah. The brakes are kind of fucky, but oh well. Not this one, the foot brake, you know, it just has no bite compared to the Mustang. You have to actually stand on it.
Are you dual caliper?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm saying the front brakes on this just don't have anywhere near the bite that the Mustangs do.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a little adjustment there. Dustin was getting cocky, saying that the Mustang is too slow and it's holding him up. So we took Blue for a spin, and I let her run, and I made sure to give him a good old gap. So we'll see. His car has picked up a lot of steam for this season. So yeah, let's see how this goes in chase. Pretty well so far. 2 heats are in, and because they ran B group first, even though I was late, I didn't miss anything, so that was cool. 1 heat all Mustang, 1 heat all Blueberry. Everything worked out well so far. That last run with Blue though was super sketchy. I just messed up. That car does not have the power to take the first bank in 3rd gear without gripping up. You know, I just can't keep the tires spinning, not with the tires I have on. They're 255 Kendas, and they're pretty sticky for a low power car anyway. So 3rd is a no-go, especially since factory, the BRZs come with 410 rear end gears, and I actually geared it up, you know, to a 373. And so 3rd gear is pretty darn tall, and I just can't make 3rd gear work in that first bank. So I have to take a shorter run up and keep it in 2nd. But then, of course, in 2nd, in that first turn, I'm just in it, you know, and I'm on limiter the whole way around. And that's fine. The problem is that the way that the fuel cut or whatever is set up on this, and I need to look into if I can change that. It's like, whenever you bash limiter for more than 2 seconds in that car, it cuts power. And I know that, and I know that I need to drive around it and feather the throttle and stuff, but I didn't think about it smart enough, and it almost bit me because the car gripped up right as I was getting ready to transition to the Manji, and almost sent us into the wall. So I was like, yeah, this is a good natural stopping point, so I'll call it quits for this heat. And I only missed 1 run, so it was alright. But yeah, that could have been not so good. Head first into the wall is usually quite unpleasant, but it worked out. It's all good. And so Propped Productions and Amphibious are down there. They've got a killer setup for all their drone footage. They even brought a TV so people could watch them fly their drones as it was happening. It's really sick, and it's just really windy out here. And I'm starting to get a headache from all the wind, so I figured I'd take a quick beverage break in the truck, and then I'm gonna do a quick lap through the pits and check out all the cool A group cars that are out here today, because turnout is great. Like, Clubloose too always puts on really nice events. I love coming to these. It's just a really good group of people, and the attendance, you know, some of the single day events are sometimes a little lighter where there aren't that many people showing up, but any of these bash events where it's a 2-day, they're just packed. And today is no different. You know, it's like there's almost no empty spots in the pits, as you'll see when we'll take a quick walk around here. And yeah, it's just a really good time. So if you're in the area and you want to come hang, or you know, you drift in the Midwest, Midvale is one of those tracks I need to check out. It's really fun. Like, we have a lot of oval tracks, of course, in drifting in the Midwest, but Midvale to me really kind of stands out as being one of the nicest facilities, and the pavement out there on the track is good. Lots of layout options. The layout today, it's not my favorite, I'm going to be honest, because of what I just talked about with the fuel cut on blue. The Mustang didn't care. The Mustang, you can just stick in third and let her eat, because she's got, unlike blue, she's got torque out the ass. So that car is fine with it. But for blue, it's real sketchy driving that layout. Other layouts, and we'll probably run something like that tomorrow, I'm guessing, have you coming into that first turn, and then instead of leading you onto the straight for a manji, you do a hairpin. And that always works out for me, that I can stay in the throttle, because right when I need to come off throttle to slow down for the hairpin, that's right before I would hit fuel cut. But when we run the layout like today, blue is not liking it, you know. So I mean, gotta make it work, but it's not blue's favorite layout out here, let's put it that way. Got a little S550 reunion over here, and here you can do a visual of a JTP kit. I mean, you guys have seen my FDF kit when I was wrenching on it. So this is what it looks like if you get the JTP one. Tubular, lower, and the knuckle, it doesn't look like, I see. It looks like it's got quite a bit of bump steer correction in it, but I don't see any adjustment. And then the top mount is just stock, I guess. Alright, cool. Seems like if you want to build a car that's like a street car, this probably is favorable as far as the fitment goes, I would guess. Did you have to cut the towers just to like get the camber plates to work, basically? Yeah. Gotcha.
Just so I can run on max camber to try to clear the best I could.
Right. Do you know what the specs on the wheels are?
I think they are 19 by 9.5, positive 35s.
Okay.
And I've got a 1-inch spacer.
Oh, so it's way more aggressive than what I have on my car then, right? Because these are 18 by 8 ET35 with no spacer, right?
Yeah.
And they're already poking like crazy. So yeah, if you're about making it easier to fit, then these arms are definitely easier to fit, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Last run of the third heat, I basically aborted right into an initiation of turn 1 because the car was way down on power, and I had a good feeling I know what that was all about. So here's the supercharger belt, runs a lot harder with that on, you know. So I think I have a spare in the truck, and then next heat I'm just gonna use the Mustang again. And then tomorrow morning, I got like 3 hours to put a new belt on it, which unfortunately in this kit, Craftworks kit, you have to take everything off the motor to put the belt on from the back. So I'm not sure I'm gonna feel like messing with that today after wrenching all day yesterday. I think that's something for tomorrow morning when I'm rested and showered. More belts, bits and bobs. That's the fancy boy.
Boys.
Dang. Did you figure out the power situation for the screen or no?
No, I didn't. I didn't ask or look any further. Honestly, kind of just got sidetracked chasing cars.
That happens. Did you already have that big boy out on track too, or not yet?
I haven't flown it here yet. I'm kind of worried about the wires because the wires are so sketchy.
Ah, okay.
I'm going to throw it up, I think, during Group B right now. And just kind of go around and just kind of feel the deal.
Get some aerial views, like not super close chase type stuff?
This isn't really made for that. This is made to get balls deep, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this thing screams. It's super powerful.
I mean, it's like four times the size of most of the drones.
Yeah, it's 56 pounds of thrust. I mean, it's a monster.
Nice. Okay, stroll through the pits time. Bobby's crew, Josh's former FC under new ownership. Freshly wall tapped. Justin C. What we got over here? Not sure who owns that Black C. I don't think I've seen that car before. Yeah, we just missed Troy Manners. He's wrapping up. Seems like a lot of guys are already packing up. There's one more heat. There's Alan. Eating food next to the Crazy Z. Here's the mystery spring that dropped on my foot. And here's Alan trying to see if he thinks that it belongs under the dash. And here we have another Bobby's crew car. This is Ray in the Z. Asphalt Cowboys also present. Really clean looking Zenki. Right hand drive. That thing's nice. How's it going, man? I feel like I've seen this car posted on Facebook. Did you just buy this recently?
Yeah, within like the last 2 months.
Okay, because I feel like one of the import places that always posts had this for sale not too long ago.
A kid from the Air Force brought it back.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
It
ain't there.
Good looking car though, dude. Here's another crazy rig. Gotta excuse my ignorance, but I don't know jack shit about these. Looks cool though. Pits are getting real light. Curious to see how the turnout's gonna be tomorrow. I should have done this pit walk earlier. Lesson learned. Just like at any other drift event, the Z's are taking over. It's probably I'd say second to none. The C33s are currently the most popular chassis. Clean looking FC. That's a nice car. Very nice. Oh, Bloodmasters. Cool. Saw a couple other Bloodmasters cars out here. So a quick Google search, and the interesting finding is that this is apparently the clutch assist spring that makes your clutch pedal easier to depress. And apparently it's a popular mod to get rid of this because it messes with the feel of the clutch. And when you read online, people say it's a bitch to get this out. So my car decided it didn't need this and just chucked it on its own. So thank you, Mustang, I guess. Guess we don't need this. That's good. Waiting on cleanup. I think the casualty rating was pretty low today. B group is still out there. And Fox Buddy Mustang just went into the wall. Prior to that, a 350Z went into the wall. But honestly, for the first event here of the season, only 2 accidents, let's call it. And not many broken down cars from what I've seen is actually a pretty good statistic. So yeah, I kind of feel conflicted about whether or not to cover the wrecks, you know, because I don't want to have a video out there with content on it that looks like I'm like benefiting from other people's misfortune or that I'm making fun of them. So I think I'm gonna keep the coverage of destruction to my own and that of my team or something. But yeah, the reality of it is that pretty much every drift event, at least a car or two are getting totaled. That's just part of it. So yeah, today was no different in that sense. But both of the rags were unfortunately on the front end. But both of them looked like they could be fixable. So hopefully it's not too bad. So yeah, once they're done getting B group off grid and cleaning up the fluid spill out there, I think we're gonna get rolling here again soon for the last heat, which should coincide nicely with getting rid of these figure skating tires that I've got on the back. So then for tomorrow, we'll see that I get some fresh rubber on this car, and we'll see how it does. The last run I did wasn't very confidence inspiring. I just sucked, you know. So these next couple runs I'm gonna hang back behind the gang and just you know, get a feel for the car and hopefully drive it home or drive it on the trailer. That'd be the objective. So day one is in the books. I would count it as a partial success because both cars are in the same condition they came, with the exception of the Mustang ditching its clutch helper spring and Blue ditching its supercharger belt. You can guess which one of the two we're actually going to fix right now. If your money was on the belt, you would be correct. Driving yesterday was good to be back out on track, good to knock the rust off, but I'm really not overly excited with my performance from yesterday. My driving was pretty much crap, but we'll see if we can do better today. I can hear Alan fire up that LS9 monster over there. That just sounds so gnarly. Alright, so here we are. Got all the hardware removed to take the blower off the motor, and the only thing that stays connected basically are the oil lines. Everything else pretty much has to come off to get to the back of it, and then you can lift this little puppy over here and you can see all the pulleys from the back, and I inspect all those real quick, make sure nothing's too messed up, but looks like they're all fine. And yeah, crank pulley it's looking shiny too. Yeah, let's just slap a new belt on this puppy, set the tension right, and then hopefully shred for like a season or so before it needs another one. Whee! Alright, timing belt back on the blower, which that's all it is actually, is a 4-cylinder timing belt, which is what they use for the Craftworks kit. And I know that these kind of have a bad rep for not being as good as other kits that use the same head unit. I actually like the fact that it's a cock belt, but one of the things I want to point out is there is a wrong way to install the belt due to the fact that it is a timing belt, not a serpentine belt, because you can adjust right here, you can adjust your belt tension. But because it's a cock belt, you can, between these three pulleys, here's an idler, there is the supercharger, there is another idler, these give you the proper wrap angle around the supercharger. But because there is 5 pulleys and they are all cocked pulleys, like every one of them, if you adjust the tension just with this pulley pushing on the belt, you're really only adjusting the tension between these cogs. The tension on the far side down here is almost unaffected by it because all these cogs start binding against each other. So long story short, you got to make sure that there isn't slag between the pulleys where you don't want it, that the tooth isn't off by one in one of these segments. So you almost need to like time it essentially, and then it usually works for quite a while. Like I said, this is I think belt number 4 in 7 years. On today's episode of Things I Didn't Know, SN95 rear wheels do not clear the brakes on the S550. Yay! Driver's meeting just got done, and I'm pumped because this is my favorite layout out here we're gonna run today. There's Ray. So this is gonna have 2 320-degree turns back to back. So for tandems, this is like, oh god, this is gonna be so much fun. I can't wait. And since I learned that you can't put 17s on the back of the black car, caught it just in time to have some rubber left on the rears. So now I'm running the 400 tread wear rears in the front and the 300 tread wear former fronts in the rear, so that I can get some laps in today too. And as gripped up as the car was in the front and as loose as it was in the back, this may actually drive better. But yeah, it's definitely not prime, but first time out in the car, and at least I get to drive it, and it's still in one piece, so yay. SKIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIII This thing's unfortunately not here to drift, but it's the first time seeing one in person for me, and I honestly have to say that in person I like them a lot better than in pictures. It's actually pretty sweet looking. clean looking SN here with really cool taillights. And you gotta check out what's under the hood. That is now a 5-liter modular with a big whirly boy. So that's cool. So apparently those GKtech Heim joint failures are not an urban legend. That actually does happen to people. And it's a real shame because this car was super shiny before it went into the wall because of a broken Heim. That is a bummer. Day 2. Last heat. Almost done. One more heat, and it's gonna be a quick one because there's a circle track car that's getting ready for testing. And so I think it's gonna be like 45-minute heat. But we're gonna try and make the most of it and end the weekend on a good note, hopefully. Really pumped because first run out is gonna be with Ray, and I haven't driven with him since 2019 probably. So yeah, it should be a fun time, and I hope the drones are gonna be there because that should be really nifty. But yeah, overall, not bad. No boo-boos yet. Everybody's dialed now. The driving just got stupid. It was so good. We have a little bit of cell phone footage too, but I think on all 3 of those runs I spotted drones. So man, I'm pumped to see what they got because this was fucking nuts. Good times. weekend. What a day. Yeah, today was the last heat of the day, was what made all this stuff worth it. It was pretty ridiculous. So some of the runs we had this afternoon were probably some of the best I've actually ever had. And thanks for that, guys. It's been a long time since I've had a chance to drive with Ray from Bobby's crew and Eric from Hard Luck crew, and my buddies Justin and Alan were also there, and the drones were in the mix. There was a cinematic drone out there with some crazy spec, like I want to say like 8K 120 frames per second. So the footage that we're gonna have of the last heat today is, oh my god, what a way to start the season. I'm just besides myself and exhausted and spent, and got another couple hours to drive home, just stopping for gas. But yeah, both cars are shiny, no major boo-boos. On like the second to last run, something on the exhaust of blue broke again, so I'm gonna weld that for like the 12th time. But outside of that, one spring from the clutch you don't need, one blower belt, which was a quick fix, and then one broken exhaust. No dents, no scratches, no blowouts, no debeaded tires, nothing. It's just mint. Thanks so much for watching, and it's also fun to meet you guys at events, of course. And so anytime you want to go for ride-alongs or just chat me up, don't be shy, you know. It's like, I think I speak for pretty much every one of us, at least A group drivers out there, that have a little bit of experience, is that it's not bugging anyone if you come talk to one in the pits or want to go for ride-alongs. It's like, that's part of the fun. It really, seeing how people get excited riding along in these cars is a huge reason of why you do this in the first place. So see you guys at the next event.